Hello, hello, everyone on the call here. Good evening to our UCAN2 Global Community Team Training. So I hope you guys are geared up with all this excitement that's been back and forth from corporate to leadership to our announcements, because we got a lot to share with you tonight. So as we have got a lot of content to deliver, I better get cracking and get the event of the evening all set, ready, good to go. So welcome to each and every one of you for taking that time to be here, to invest in that time for your business and know what's coming up next and how to participate and how to accelerate your business. So with that, I'm going to move straight on to our first speaker of the evening, who's going to share with you some updates and things that you need to know so that your checklisting, tick listing, and everything that you need to mark off to make sure you're on track with it, folks. So as no other than the phenomenal Mr. Rascally Regan, Mr. Jason Regan here to take it away. So over to you, Jason.
Thank you, the Bollywood Queen. Good evening, all of UCAN2 that have taken the time out of their busy Sunday evenings to attend this team call. I'm going to go first tonight, and I'm going to share a few updates that are pretty important. Some are things to do, some are things to look out for. So I'm just going to share my screen real quick, and we want that slide there. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Excellent. Thanks, Gaz. Thanks. Okay, so just real quick, guys, I've made a couple of small changes to the website for everyone's benefit, and there's a couple of reminders that I want to put across to people. You'll notice now on the WGN marketing page, I've created another small subsection at the top of the page which contains 3 big navigation buttons. I'm not going to explain why these have been needed. Let's just say they've been needed by some more than one person. So as soon as you open that page now, you can choose to go to the area for the personalized landing page, the marketing materials, or the Helo.life platform, and each button will take you to the relevant section on that page. Now, what I've also done is I've updated the getting started document with some information on this, and I'm going to cover that in the next slide. The next website update that I need to remind people about is the login page. Now, there's been a lot of issues that I've been having to resolve for people who are going straight to the Training Vault or straight to the WGN resources page without logging into the site first. And that's been creating a few issues for some people, not all the time, but when there is a login problem, that's generally been the reason. So what I'm here to do is just encourage you that any time that you go to the UCAN2.global team site and you're not there to look at recognition or events or marketing, but you're there for the Training Vault, or you're there to look at something under WGN resources, please, 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 make sure that you go to the join login page first. Hit welcome back and log in on that page. Okay, that's there to make the whole login process as smooth as possible and as error-free as possible for each and every one of you. And if you do that, not only will it save you the hassle of potentially running into a problem, but it will save me a whole heap of time resolving issues that really don't need to be there. So anytime you go to the site and you want to get some value from the Training Vault or WGN resources, please use the login page to log into your free account first in order to get that information. The third update on the website is just to remind you that, again, a lot of people have been struggling to find some of the live community interviews that we've been having every Friday. So what I've done is created a section on WGN resources, but there's been 2 or 3 have been missing because I've been away, and for some reason my slides have just stopped sharing. Let me try that again. Host disabled participant screen sharing. Pete, what have you done?
I didn't do anything, my friend. It just, I don't know, it just stopped all of a sudden. Let me see if I can fix it though. Weird, unless someone else clicked it, but there we go.
I bet Gaz tried to screen share early.
Maybe.
Let's,
Should be good to
I
go
did not,
again.
Jason.
good to go, good to go. Thanks, Pete. Okay. And where we go again then. Okay, so all of the member interviews are fully up to date under the WGN resources tab. So if you're ever wanting to see any of the Friday specials that we've done right from the beginning, right to current week, they're all under the WGN resources page. I mentioned earlier on that I'd updated the Getting Started manual. What I've done is, because the personalized landing page has been so successful and so welcomed by so many members of the community, I decided to add it to the Getting Started manual, so people who are joining your team are aware that it's there, and there's a tick box on the checklist on the back, so that people can review either the personalized landing page and the Hilo.life platform and make a decision on what's going to suit them and their needs when they first start out. Okay, so that's it's just one single new page to the Getting Started manual. I've not bothered updating the video. I didn't feel there was a need to update the video just for that one page. But again, please make sure the importance of, when you bring on a new team member, how important it is to get them to follow the Getting Started manual, because we know that that plugs them in to the system fully, gives them access to all the tools, both mandatory and optional ones like the landing page, and then you know that your newest team member has been fully plugged in, and there's nothing more that you can do about getting the right information to them. They have it all then at their fingertips. The next thing I want to do is, you may or may not be aware, hopefully you are all aware, and hopefully you've already seen these, but on the World Global Network Facebook page, the last couple of weeks, Antonio De Rosa has been doing an update around what he's calling tech news. And these are just going to go from strength to strength. And I would really encourage you, if you haven't already seen the first 2 episodes of Antonio's Tech News, go to the World Global Network Facebook page. The link is right there for you. And if you've been through the Getting Started manual, you should already be liking this page, because it's one of the key steps that you need to do. And watch these 2 episodes of Tech News. They're about 30 minutes long. They're not tremendously long. It's Antonio himself talking about updates, new apps, things that he's working on, things that corporate are working on, and it keeps us as bang up to date with the actual technical side of the technology that's in our hands as we can possibly be. So please, please, please make sure you're up to date with the tech news from Antonio. The next 2 things I want you to make sure you go and watch, and again, it's on Chad and Atita's Facebook page. The link for that is right there. Both Graham J. Brown last Saturday or yesterday, and a couple of weeks ago, Peter Webb, our double president, did a fantastic WOT. Okay, I would really encourage you, not just being biased because they're members of UCAN2, but please make sure you go and watch both of the world orientation trainings by both. Graham's yesterday around edification was absolutely cracking. So guys, again, please make sure you go and watch those. Now here's a future task for you, and it's not a long way in the future, it's tomorrow. Okay, Dave Phelps, who we had the pleasure of spending some time with out in Punta Cana, is going to be doing an announcement. He's going to be doing a Facebook Live on the World Global Network Facebook page tomorrow at 9 a.m. PDT. So for those of you in the UK, that's 5 p.m. So that's an hour before the President's Call starts. Now, if you don't know what time this is in your time zone, guys, you're a business owner. Work it out. go to World Time Buddy, okay, and you can work out exactly what time 9 a.m. PDT is in your local time zone, okay? So that's all of my updates wrapped up in a nutshell for you. I can stop my my screen share now. Let's get rid of those. And I actually can't find, there it is, stop share. That's all of my updates, the changes to the website, making sure you catch up on tech news, making sure you catch up on the 2 WOTs, and spend some time at the meeting tomorrow to see what huge announcements that Dave Phelps is going to come out with. We have an inkling what it might be, but we don't know for sure. But hey, we wouldn't tell you until it's absolutely out there anyway, because there's no point in spreading rumors, right? But hint, hint, pay very close attention to the next speaker, because you might pick up some hints on what we think it could be. So with that, I get to hand you back to somebody who's very soon going to be an international speaker of events, representing both UCAN2 and World Global Network at Business for Home, and it's going to be a pleasure to hear what she has to say on that stage. I hand you back to our one and only Ghazala Jabeen.
Thank you so much. Yes, how exciting things are unfolding, Jason. And thank you for bringing some of those important things to everybody, because I know our busy lives, we kind of don't always get a chance to know, you know, the updates, but it's nice to be able to share with everybody some of the important things that we don't want to miss, because that's part of our business and the growth within it, and especially on the announcement. So today, what I want to do is share with people that there are so many things that are happening, and in particular, when we look at opportunities, we look at all the incentives, the rewards, the compensation plan, and one of the things that really excites people is that when you're building your business, is how does it reward you for what you do in your business growth, as it were. And a lot of people have always been excited about the holidays that are given from the company as a thank you, to say, well done you guys, because you've qualified, you've worked with a business, and that kind of reward is incredible, because people want to see what lifestyle's all about, and some of the perks of the job is, you know, to appreciate the experiences that we have. So I'm going to share with you now, we had the very good fortune for our UCAN2 to actually qualify for us to be at Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. And I know that I shared a little bit of this with our folks that came to our event in Bromsgrove last month, but obviously not the whole community could see it. But also, they couldn't see the pictures, because as you know, apart from my many titles, I am also known as the selfie queen, right? So my camera shall travel, it's like this arm and that arm, and I've got a camera every which way going on, and Gaz is on the case, so don't miss a trick, right? So what I've put together is a little presentation PowerPoint thing, just to bring you into Punta Cana experience with me, and you know, and Jason was with me, and Pete as my 2 bodyguards, because when I do go, I do need my UCAN2 bodyguard to protect the Queen when she's out on these, you know, trips everywhere. So let me see if I can share the screen, and we will be able to bring that in line, and I should get my sound thing in place. Okay, and I'm sure you'll let me know that we have got the PowerPoint running through. Okay. So if I can't see anybody now, but let's carry on. Hopefully somebody will message me if you cannot see the.
We can see it fine, Gaz.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. And hopefully it'll flow through. So excitements that lead up to when you get confirmation from the company that says you have qualified and you are going to Punta Cana, or whatever the exciting reward holiday that it is. So this was the diamond holiday out there, and we were so excited. But of course, as you can see that picture of me wearing the flowers with Jason, Jason, I said to him, there's a little surprise waiting for you at the airport. He's like, oh my God, what is she going to do? And all it was I just wanted to put the flowers and get myself in the mood for it. But he was pleasantly surprised. And it was interesting that my nail color matched his top. So we were quite in sync on the same page with that excitement. Anyway, we get to the island there, and we were so excited. We were greeted, and we did our things of getting ourselves checked in, and just the heat got us from the UK to over in Punta Cana was like, the first thing was, oh my goodness, this is warm. And we just got excited, we got settled. And then of course, Pete joined us afterwards. So we were all sort of together to then arrive at our beautiful, beautiful Paradises Palma Real Golf and Spa Resort, where corporate had everything lined up for us. So literally, as you can see there on the picture with the baggage, we were just literally walked in, and there was our lovely drinks on arrival, really nice fruity drinks. And then of course, you can see the gentleman in the middle is Mr. Galdi's brother, Alfonso Galdi, and he's in charge of all these events and everything, and literally welcomed us all with big beaming smile and overseeing that everything was on track and everybody was well looked after. And this big sign of Punta Cana that was there, people that were actually staying at that resort thought that was part of the resort sign. It wasn't. It was actually World Global Network's own sign that was put there for us, and we had a lot of pickies taken with that. So a wonderful welcome and a proper VIP treatment. We had bands that we had been put on our wrists to make sure that we wonder about all inclusive and just eat what we want, drink what we like, and wonder about and enjoy the resort to the max. And so of course the resort itself was to die for. I mean, for some of you guys have seen some of the pictures on my timeline, and I had, you know what, it was quite interesting. I had to choose like 700 pictures, and I've got to share these quickly on tonight's team training. So I had to kind of break it down on some of them. So there's me with my baseball cap. I don't normally wear caps, but I was having to present with saying we got our caps. And there's Mr. Jason Regan taking it easy, enjoying the view and the whole chill out time. And there's Mr. Peter Webb, making sure that the Ghazi is okay and smiling and have a good time. And he then went over with me to the bar, and Mr. Webb's on the Coke, and he's got the water. And of course, there's my glass of red wine ready to go with it, plus the hydration of the water and our Punta Cana hat to chill out. Then we met some of our other folks. We had some food. The food was to die for. The actual buffet arrangement of it was nearly every continent that was there, of foods of it, including my curries and the freshly baked naan bread in the tandoori ovens, and the fish dishes and everything. You just, honestly, just looking at the food, you were filling up, just, you know, it was incredible. And then the accommodation that we went to was just, you can see that big bed, it was like it could accommodate all of us on there, but it was just, you know, huge room, huge, beautiful setup with it, a balcony, and the balcony literally was out in the wonderful palm trees, and then there was a beautiful lake with the flamingos. The view to the one side was the sea and the beach, and it was just breathtaking in every aspect that we walked, and you couldn't but help but take some pictures. So we wanted to share these things, these different little clippets that I'm sharing with you, was just so that you can experience what the company does for you. So the first night of when we arrived, checked in and everything, was that we were meeting all our other presidents and diamonds and people that are qualified on there for the welcome cocktail party. So everything was lit up, the bar staff were on there, the drinks were being made, and even when I was filming the scene, I said to the bar guys, can you show us some lovely moves, the Caribbean moves? And sure enough, they delivered, and they did their dance moves for me. So that was lovely. Corporate had their own filming going on to capture the event, and no doubt there's probably going to be a video coming out. And as you can see there, everybody with their drinks, all dressed up in a wonderful cocktail party. At the bottom there on the left-hand side, the gentleman in the middle is the Senior Vice President of the Sales and Marketing, Mr. Douglas Robinson, and he was there excited to share with us that what they've got lined up for is just absolutely to die for, and to actually get close with these people to see what their mind is thinking, where they're going, are these type of events that you need to be with. And at the top there, between the middle of Pete and I, is of course Mr. Fabio Galdi, our CEO, and telling us that what we've got right now is only a clippet of what is about to come. So the excitement was building up throughout the event. And then of course we had the following day was really, they said, enjoy your day, just chill out, enjoy the resort. And there's Pete with his beach towel there, which I could have actually just chucked him in there because he was that close to the water's edge there. A few of the other presidents from the you know, the East there. They came over, introduced us quickly, quick selfies there. And I don't actually swim, so for me to go out into that water in the middle of it to sort of say, okay, if I kind of like go any further, I might drown. But anyway, I had to go. It was fine. And then we had some drinks there. Wes and some of our other presidents there, Kingpin there, she's joined us with it. And then the beach and the chill out. As you can see, Mr. Regan taking that horse ride, he went out on wild one. He, you know, whatever they had set as things to do, Jason wasn't missing a trick. He's like, if you're going to be here, you got to feel it and create some memories, enjoy the time. And he made sure that whatever he could get to do, he did. And he was absolutely buzzing with that. And then, of course, the important thing was the lead up to the announcements, training, updates by corporate. So, you know, we just moseyed on down, chilled out from it, got into the room, and there's this just big wall. And on there, the first thing it hits you is WGN 2.0 and the next wave of massive momentum. And that is where the journey got us excited. And, you know, literally, as it says, the journey has begun. And we are talking about it, that where we're going now, what they've got in plans, what is being implemented already was exciting for the future. And not just like what's happened already of the excitement, but where we're taking it. They also shared with us, of course, the 6 pillars, you know, in the World Changer Factory and how we're moving through, you know, creating freedom for people through the life sensing technology. For me, is the slide there, the picture in the middle there, which says the map of WGN business. And Mr. Fabio Goldi actually stood in front of that and he said that slide he did himself. And it was for us, and for me particularly, was a moment to think we just captured what's going on is in our CEO's mind, and he's just put together these component parts that he sees where the company is moving to, how and what we can take as part of it for us to capitalize. And it was just literally mind-blowing information of what is about to come with it. So he seriously is a genius of a guy. He's thinking way ahead than even what we're coping with right now, and that excited us. And of course, they shared with us some of the apps that are coming into play with it, which is the LifeLock DNA and the total bespoke programs that are being created for our Hilo device to work with us in taking care of our wellness, the opportunity that the company is offering. And, you know, you have to be there to feel the excitement, not just from Fabio, to where he wants to take it, but the people that actually grab that opportunity and they say, right, we're all in. And that was wonderful experience to capture the movement of the business. So, and then of course, afterwards, we were then all togged up, ready, good to go for the gala dinner night. And again, it was all 5-star and above, as you can see, the layout, the room, the setup. We're all dressed to the max there, and people just been able to wine, dine, talk, relax. It's these kind of events where you really get to know the people properly, where they're, why, how they've become the entrepreneurs. What is it they've done different than the people that don't really make it? And then you realize that actually being there, you're actually on track doing the right things as well. So incredible value from just meeting, greeting, wining, dining, and a lot of friendships that are sealed in that for, you know, future things that we do as well. So, and then they planned for us the excursions and the day that we had lined up there. So there's as all, you know, fantastic Punta Cana t-shirts there, good to go. But I'm sharing this with you because what we've got lined up in our UCAN2 is, as you can see, there's a whole bus there of people, and we've been hashtagging a couple of weeks ago. And if you've heard, Dave has been sharing the Facebook Live very strong message about hashtag 50 diamonds. What we want to do, and what I'm sharing these pictures with you for, is that you imagine that bus is full of the UCAN2 community of ours, our UCAN2 global community. In that bus, that's our bus with all our diamonds and above, actually rocking out to a fantastic resort. I want you to just visualize it, so see it, feel it, and know that that's what we're doing. And then you imagine that we just, from the coach, we then got straight onto a speedboat, and you imagine all of us with our life jackets out there cruising it, out in the ocean and feeling like we've achieved that. That's what I want you to feel from these pictures, and the buzz of what we can do as our lifestyle, okay? And on the left at the bottom there, they all decided that since we've got the Bollywood Queen, can we do some Bollywood moves? And sure enough, I got them all doing the interactive Bollywood moves before we set off, because I didn't want too many moves in case we tipple over it into the ocean and I can't swim properly. But anyway, they had fun there. And then the other party of the presidents were in a different boat, and you can see in the center their boat was speeding by us, and kind of like a boat race it was, a bit like a James Bond movie going on. So that was fun. And then the last picture there on the right was sharing with us that when we got off the boat, we were able to go into swim out in the ocean, and they had a floating bar with your rum and your Coke, and you chill out and you just enjoy the sunshine, the sea, the view, the feeling. It was incredible. And then, of course, when we then moved on and we arrived at the island, and I think it's Sahona Island that we arrived to, and that was incredible. And then the gentleman walking with these coconuts in his wheelbarrow is like he's just taking them off the tree, and he's cut them up and he's put the straw, and he says, okay, would you want some rum with this, or do you want to drink it neat as it is, a coconut drink? So it was incredible. As you can see, I'm saying cheers to it. Everything was fabulous. The boat sits there, wait until we're done. And we had fantastic food on the island, a chill out in the afternoon, the sunbathing, the sea, the relax. And then the boat took us then ready to get back to our, from the full day's events. And this little picture I'm going to share with you was just really to capture a little mood on the catamaran that we were on heading back. We're doing little So as you saw, that was fantastic. That was our heading back from the catamaran. Excellent feeling and a vibe I wanted to share with you. And then, of course, we did the rest of the chilling out before we were sort of doing our farewell beach party. And that's everybody all just chilling out on our final evening at that resort. And there's our #2 top earner in the entire network marketing industry, Miss Chanida Puranaputra, there with me, just smiling, and everybody in a happy vibe. There's Jason and Pete chilling out with the rest of the crew there. People on the actual dance floor on the beach there, and just having a whale of time. And I quickly zoomed by a selfie with Fabio on the beach with us, with his family, and we actually managed to have a celebratory cake there for the 2-year celebration of the Hilo on the beach with champagne, cutting the cake, and just to see Mr. Fabio's, overwhelmed face to see that what the company has been able to deliver, where the people out in the field have been able to appreciate the lives that have been changed, and the celebrations that actually enhance that we've done some great things together, believing in people that join with us, partner with us, the leadership. As you can see, Chad and Natita there, they are #4 top earners in the industry. That's our leadership support there for us, just together as one big family. And that's exactly what we want to do within our #50 Diamonds to that program with it, so that we can all not just scatter different presidents from different parts of the world, but for our own tribe, if you like, of the UCAN2 community, to be together to absolutely blitz some party and enjoy some fantastic times together, and a lifestyle of life-changing opportunities and successes of the milestones that we're doing. And then finally, I just wanted to let you feel the vibe of the Caribbean. So as you can see, that was the full I'm going to stop my screen share for you, and really just hopefully you enjoyed that. And there's Jason and I still wearing our little. Jason, we don't get any all-inclusive back in the UK with our bands, just so you know, pal. But as you can see, right, folks, that my sharing that with you was for the reasons that dreams aren't just about dreaming. Dreams come true when you put the action into it, and the company will deliver their bargain if we put the effort in and we qualify it, because we ourselves, a year or so ago, didn't realize that we were going to be part of the rewards of the big holidays of the diamond, vacation that the company says, you know what, on us this is. All expenses paid for us to enjoy. And, just something Pete said earlier on the call that kind of sums up that what little PowerPoint that I've shared with you. And it literally, these were his words that I'm going to share with you. And he said, experience means nothing unless it's shared. Did you hear that? Experience means nothing unless it's shared. And as we love each and every one of you in our UCAN2 community, what better way than to have each and every one of you, involved with our events, even from our little mini events here to big global events on 5-star, because it's there to be had. I mean, I used to think this only happens to certain people. I used to think that, will I ever maybe experience some of those within the organization that we're partnered to? And I can truly hand on my heart tell you guys, it's there for each and every one of us. We're working with you all to make sure that you qualify, help you to get through that. Because what was the biggest issue for us about these wonderful pictures that I've shared with you was that it was missing you guys. It was absolutely the most crucial part. Was it when we arrived and Pete and I walked off, we're doing a selfie talk and a Facebook Live, and Pete said, you know what, there was only one thing wrong as being there, is our folks, our teams, our partners were not with us. And if we had a whole lot of you linking arm to arm across the beach and doing all the fun things, that would be the icing on the cake for us. So we said, what are we going to do about that? I mean, we can't do that again. I mean, just as presidents going out there, right? It was wonderful, but what are we going to do about that? So we leaders put our heads together and we said, you know what? It's hashtag 50 diamonds. That's our project. Our mission is we want to do that. And we want to make sure that each and every one that has believed in the opportunity, that has believed in where we're driving it, that are putting their sleeves up to actually get the tools out and digging and working and building this business, we're going to show you every step of the strategy of everything you need to do with our hands-on, locking arm support to make sure that you get that literally to drive you, and no excuse or no stone left unturned to make sure that you don't ever feel like you missed out on opportunity of doing something as incredible as that. So as I said, a fantastic sort of statement there that Peter made on that. And I'm just going to, as we're talking about events, I just want to sort of run through a couple of other things, guys, that I feel that you need to make sure that you get diary events of things in place as well. And that's literally our events means from individual one-to-ones to small group meetings to the WBOs to the online, the offline, and our next event that we've got offline, which means you physically get to an event and meet up with the leaders, bring your guests to it. And that's what you've got to be doing, is prospecting, speaking to your guests and say, hey, you know what? We've got a WBO online tonight. Get jumping on it. Here's the link. But also we've got an event coming up, and each of you make a note of this, on May the 20th, this coming May the 20th in Bromsgrove in the Midlands. Our event is actually taking place where you can be physically at that event with your guests. Send your guests to it if you can't physically be there, because that presentation is going to be done and some training going to be done. And the actual link to the Eventbrite link will be up and running within the next 24 hours. And also, we might want to make sure that for those people who want to be able to dine with the presidents, pick their brain and brainstorm with them and say, hey, what have I got to do, and get their attention. You can also have dinner, and the link for that, for booking your tickets to have dinner with the presidents on after the event, is there, and that will be shared on the Eventbrite side. And that information, I want you to keep your eyes open, peeled, because we'll be sharing that in our WGN group as well. So that's the next one. And with the further monthly events that we will have in due course, we will keep you posted on the actual dates. And so make sure that you know that you're aware of the online WBOs, the offline WBOs, on the WOTs, the training side of it, etc. Make sure you know that. And here's the goal for your next one. Okay, I barely take a breather because there's so much information to share, and if I go quiet, I'll lose the thread, right? So here's the thing: on the 28th and 29th of July, you best all be ready for Singapore. And I've been to Singapore, and you best get yourself your pennies saved, your information together, your criteria in place, your teams buzzing, your prospecting buzzing, and let's make sure that we go rocking out there to Singapore with our teams, get our convention there, listen to the new announcements and everything that we can share and create incredible business growth memories and for people to be inspired about these changes that's happening. So Singapore is the next date, big one that you all need to be part of. Okay, moving on from that, we also feel that as you are part of our families, and the whole UCAN2 global community is a family of ours, we decided families do things. And there's one thing families do is go out on a picnic, right? So you can bring your teddy bears if you want, right? Okay, but here's the thing. We have decided that this summer, because people go on holiday in summer, and so we thought maybe we might not do a WBO. So we were chatting as leaders thinking, what should we do this a little bit different? Because we love you all. We want to all go out as a family together for a day in August. Some point we're going to get some dates sorted out, and we're going to picnic out together. So for my Asian families, if you want to bring the samosas, that's cool, and I'll bring my samosas if you like. Venus, give me a thumbs up on the samosas. If you want to bring some pasta, if you want to bring a few little dishes, and for us all to hang out together, to share some precious time together as a family that we've become strong and the culture that we want to create, that's what we're going to do. And that will also be leading towards the end of the year, where we're going to reflect on the year, because we're actually scheduling for us to have the UCAN2 Global Christmas Party in December, where we rock it out big time, tinsel and turkey and whatever else, pulling a cracker. That's what we're going to do as well. So there's a lot of events that's happening throughout it, but just keep on the page, tag your teams. When you have been tagged by your upline, your sponsors, appreciate the tag, jump onto the information and make sure that you take note of it, because don't be off the page for too long, because if you are, you might just lose the thread. Okay, I hope you get what I'm saying, because we want to make sure that, because there's a lot of things happening, we don't want you missing out some vital information, and it's there for us to share with you. It's our communication, management and support for you guys, and hopefully you appreciate that there's a lot to bring. Okay, so as I have spiced up everything that I need to from the Bollywood that I am, it's now going to be a pleasure for me to hand it over, because you're all probably thinking, Gaz, this is all very well, being a diamond and enjoying these wonderful excursions and everything, but what do we have to do to be a diamond? And how about this hashtag 50 diamond thing campaign? How do we get on it, and what do we have to, how do we qualify? What's it all about? Well, who better than the guy that has been leading right from the front, the guy who had his own vision and wanted to grab a handful of people that said, you know what, I want to be working with people that can bring value, that we can create a massive difference to people out there, and the one that's always constantly there, supporting, championing, motivating, and speaks from the heart, from passion within, delivers as he does. Who better than, of course, the one and only, our president partner, Mr. Dave Ives. Over to you. Take it away.
And breathe. Great job, Gaz. Fantastic. One thing before I go into hashtag 50 diamonds, I'd really like to pick up on what Gaz said about Singapore. 28th, 29th. And there's two types of people that are on this call right now. And there's going to be two types of people that will watch the replay of this webinar this evening. That is, one is, I'm going. They don't even know how they're going. They don't even know about child sitters yet. They don't even know if they've got money in the bank, but they know the importance of being there. You got the other people going, I don't know how I'm going to afford to get there. And they've given up already. They've given up already, or they may have looked at where they are in their business based on the length of time they've been in to date and judging what they can do in the next 90 days as opposed to what they had done in the last 90 days. And so the reason why we've come up with hashtag 50 diamonds is, yes, we're in business. Yes, to do that would create tremendous volume. Yes, that's going to create ranks in the business. But when you strip it all down, UCAN2 is all about relationships. It's all about creating memories. I remember when Pete went off to Dubai last year, the UCAN2 leadership as it is, as you know it, we missed out by qualifying by 1 week, and he went on his own. Well, he didn't. He went with his good lady, Hillary, but they went out. No one was represented. And he said at that time, I'm never traveling alone again. And when you actually start to really internalize all these things that attract you, all these recognitions, all this rank advance, all these things that the corporate structure and the team put in place to entice you, it's only to trick you. It's only there to trick you. We want you there because once you experience it, you never want to miss it again. And it's not the food, and it's not the drink, and it's not the sunshine, but it's sitting across the table with people in your organization eating the food, drinking the drink, doing whatever you need to do with each other's oils in the sunshine. You know, it's about building memories that when you come back, you start sharing the vehicle in a different persona. You start sharing that this is an opportunity, this is a vehicle, but you talk more about the victories, you talk about the experiences, and that's what people are attracted to. People are attracted to community. They're attracted to people that belong together. They want to, in fact, I always remember when my upline in my previous 2 companies, and even Peter Webb, even when Peter went to Dubai last year, we'd only been in 3 or 4 weeks. I think Peter had to go grand diamond to qualify. I mean, it was like this year. You could go diamond so many times over a period, but we didn't get started till late. And I think Peter had to go from 0 to grand to qualify. And so, you know, when the dream's big enough, the facts don't count. Because Peter comes from the mindset, the experience of, if there's an event, if there's a reward, then I'll do whatever it takes to be there, because by being there, I'm going to learn, I'm going to associate, I'm going to be inspired, and I'm going to be coming back refueled to build my business to the next level. And that's why you should always build your business event to event. So Singapore, 28th, 29th, with what we're lining up right now, and by the way, folks, hashtag 50 diamonds is going to be for those who are ready. Now, you may have 0 volume left, and you may have 0 volume right. And guess what? You can go diamond faster than someone who has 1 million points right and 0 points left who ain't ready to go and do anything. Sitting on a bunch of points doesn't motivate people. Why? We've got loads of people sitting on points. So points don't motivate. That decision has to be made emotionally, that you want to be part of the community. You want to be their experience, and you're ready to run to build your business, because you really don't need a lot of people to go diamond. You need 20 business builder packs left, 20 business builder packs right, and you're a diamond. And if you're ready, you're going to be able to do that with where we are today, with the product, with the app, with shipping, with everything that's in place right now that really hasn't been in place in the last 12 months. So when you make a decision that you're ready to run for diamond, you're not running for diamond today for the next 90 days in the same environment as we all tried to run for diamond before. Things are aligned. Things are in place. So on Tuesday at 9 p.m. UK, we will be doing a diamond run call. Now, yesterday I did a live. I was a little bit over the top. I was a little bit passionate about, we are ready to go. We're ready to rally the troops. We're ready to work with those who want to work. Those who aren't ready, You're going to be loved on like you've always been loved on. You've got the system that's going to hold you together. But for those who are ready to run, we're going to be talking to you in a different context. We're going to be sharing with you at a higher level. Nothing that you probably don't know, but we're going to talk about accountability. We're going to talk about responsibility. We're going to be talking about activity. And we're going to be talking about excuseitis, being left behind, that we have no time for excuses. We have 90-day window, and many of you could actually get it done a lot quicker. So to be on that call, though, on Tuesday evening, you have to do two things. You have to go back and watch the live I did in the WGN UCAN2 team Facebook page yesterday morning. And then, and I'm just highlighting, right? I'm having a bit of fun with you. I'm going to have a bit of fun with you. And then you've got to hashtag me. You've got to put hashtag me. Now, I said that quite clearly in my live yesterday, and many of you are still hashtagging 50 diamonds. You know, it made me laugh. It made me laugh because it shows to go diamond, you've got to be able to follow instructions. You've got to, I'm having fun with you, but through this laughter, there's a valuable lesson to be learned. Jason has put the best, world-class, getting started training. Of course, we all contribute with the content, but the process, the simplicity, but many people are not following the getting started training. They are not following a system. They are not following the module. That is like you. I'm going to pick on someone that I can see only on the screen because it's like Dermot. Give me a wave, Dermot, so you know I know you're alive. Good man. So here's the beautiful smile. Here's Dermot, right? Dermot has just invested $250,000 in a Subway franchise, $1 million into McDonald's franchise. Yeah, I mean, whatever he's invested in, he's invested his money. In fact, he probably hasn't invested his money. He's had to borrow, put a business plan together to go to the bank to borrow the money for the investment. Now, he wants to get a return on his investment as quickly as possible. But when Dermot buys a franchise, he's not buying a product. What he's buying is the system. Do you think it'd be wise for Dermot to go, I've just invested my $1 million in McDonald's, but you know what? As soon as I get there, I'm painting those golden arches red. I don't like yellow. I like red. Well, it doesn't matter what Dermot likes. McDonald's is yellow. And that's what he's bought. He's bought the system. So many people, when they get started in this community, you can too. And there is no team within World Global Network that has such an efficient getting started process and a step-by-step process for you to get started correctly. So what's that got to do with hashtag 50 Diamonds Day? If you are ready, when you get onto that call on Tuesday evening, there's going to be an expectation of you to follow instruction. Because we want to help you go diamond. Because you're going to thank us once you get to diamond because you followed instruction and you had accountability and you upped your activity and you took responsibility, because that's going to generate you a six-figure income a year. So there's going to be some things that you're going to need to change. Because if we have not gone diamond yet, maybe it's our thinking, maybe it's our activity, maybe it's our consistency. There's so many factors. So you're going to want to watch that live and put in hashtag me. Jason's already started to correlate all those that have already done it. And those that have will receive a personal message with the link to that 9 p.m. call. Here's the first accountability and responsibility call to action. Do not share that link with anybody on your team that has not shown a desire to be, well, I'll just have Dermot come on and I'll have him listen. No, we only want people on that call who have made their own personal decision that they're ready to run. And the closing deadline for that is tomorrow evening. Are we saying by close of business? What time? Your name's in the way. 8 o'clock. So 8 p.m. UK time tomorrow evening, you must have watched the live and you must have hashtagged me if you wish to. After that, 8 p.m., it's closed and we will be sending the link out to everybody. We'll probably send the link out. You can't spread it out to everyone. We'll probably send you the link probably an hour or two, 5 hours, 5 minutes. 5 minutes before we go live. So guess what? Sit in front of your PC, wait for the message, and bang, you're going to be in. Okay, so that's what we're going to ask of you between that. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, make a decision. If you've got people on your team that you know could go diamond, have the capability, have the ability, have the tenacity, have the desire, then make sure you pick up the phone and personally say, hey, have you watched Dave's live? We're holding a special diamond run, 9 p.m. UK time call on Tuesday. If you want to be on that call, you're going to have to go to the live and follow the instruction. Because what we have experienced last year, we're going to a whole different level. We're going to a whole different level. Why? We've never been more serious of taking more people to the top so they can experience this first-class, 5-star treatment for all your efforts. We want your videos being shown. Gaz put a great slide deck together there, but we want you talking about your experience. We want you coming to us and saying, hey, Jason, Gaz, Graham, Peter, I've got 5, 10 people in my team who are ready to run. Can we run a diamond promotion into that team for us so we can get, why? Because all of a sudden, we've transferred the desire to have you feeling the beaches of the world between your toes, that you've experienced it, and you come back going, I cannot go alone without my team next time. Not because of the money will flow, but to know that you played a part in helping other people to experience, to be treated, to be recognized, to be acknowledged, to be respected for everything that they do by building a community of loyalty, trust, integrity, and being at the forefront of a global explosion that we are. And we are ready to go. We are ready to go. So thank you, Jason, for those updates. Gaz, thank you for that reminiscence of Punta Cana. You just poured more salt in the wounds because I wasn't there. But we know that while Gaz was doing that, I'm going to hand over to Peter. Peter was texting Jason and our leadership chat, talking about you do not want to miss tomorrow night's call with Dave Phelps and Antonio, because we've got a leak. As we're talking to you tonight, live, there's a leak coming live out of Chad and Natita's house, because Dave Phelps is there right now, 8 hours behind in California with a handful of leaders in California, and Dave Phelps has flown in to give them the first heads up. It just happens that one of our very good friends is in there and they're leaking it out to Pete. So none of you knew that, right? None of you know that. But we know the destinations and we know what's going to be said tomorrow. So you do not want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. So put in the chat here. If you can go and watch my live, but you also put in the chat here, hashtag me if you haven't gone and done it in the live, and Jason can pick it up while Peter's talking through his section tonight. So we're excited, but we are going to go to work like you've never seen. We're going to work like you've never seen. So as they say, in my very first venture in this business, my very first mentor said, when you're ready, Dave, you will do this. You will pull off your wing mirrors of your car. You will pull the rear view mirror down because you're not going to look left. You ain't going to look right. You ain't going to tell me that the cat's got just thrown up on the carpet, or you're not going to make any excuses. You are going to be blinkered for 90 days. You can't look backwards. You can't look sideways. You're only looking forwards because you know where you're going, and that is Diamond Club. That's Diamond Club. That's your next stop. So as of Tuesday night, 9 p.m. UK, if you've put hashtag, how do they do it? How does Emma Louise Dyson, trendy girl, do it like that? I mean, I don't know. So I almost ended up with a wicker basket. My fingers are entwined. So basically, by Monday night, if you hashtag me, you're going to want to have a word with your family. You're going to want to have a word with your kids and say, in the next 90 days, Daddy's running. Daddy's running. Why? Because he and mummy or whoever, your significant other, we are going diamond, and get the kids involved. Get the kids involved with the goal. You know, when mummy and daddy hit diamond and we end up going somewhere on the recognition trip, we're going to have something for you. Get them involved. Why? You want them to feel part of it. So you don't feel like you're coming away from it. You're building it as a family. Why? That's what you're building it for, right? Also teach your kids how to goal set. Talking about the importance of sacrifice, delayed gratification. There's so many great things coming out when you set a goal. It's not about just hitting rank. It's about the growth, emotional responsibility, accountability. All these things are skill sets that we must master if we are going to build and become a professional in this organization. So with that said, I'm excited. I'm really excited about the next 90 days. I cannot wait to have a bus full of people singing Kumbaya somewhere exotic and hot. And I'm kidding. And if you don't know the words, we'll give you the audio a week before you go so you can learn it. But reality is, we're excited for you. And again, as we always do, Graham did a great edification WOT yesterday. But again, if it wasn't for this man who picked up the phone and said to me, Dave, we need to get together, and actually persisted when I said, I'm not interested. He said, I'll meet you halfway. And I said, okay. And I chose a destination that was 80% of him traveling, 20% of mine. And he didn't figure it out until afterwards. Or he had, but he wanted to get in front of me that bad. He agreed it was 50-50. So with that said, it's our double president, Mr. Peter Webb. And I'll hand it over to you, buddy.
Thanks very much, Dave. And guys, I know it's been a long webinar tonight, or a Zoom training, but hopefully some incredible content, some value. It was great to reminisce the Punta Cana trip with Gaz's brilliant content there, and the photographs. Someone needs to unmute. Let me just mute somebody. Get some background noise. So yeah, what an incredible, and I said to the guys earlier, I just want to close out with something strong and do something off the top of my head, but it's been a phenomenal webinar. So I'm going to keep it short and quick, but I just wanted to really give you guys a little bit of a lesson that I think Dave and I learned last week when we were in Dubai. And what was incredible for those that know, we had just literally 48 hours in Dubai. Because we were there, we said we'd meet up with prospects or team members that are there, and some people jumped on that and took action and sat us in front of a few incredible people. And one thing that was really relevant to us after we did these meetings was, why is this so easy? The people that we met with, and this is not about me and Dave, so don't take this as an ego trip or anything. The people, when they left me and Dave, were absolutely blown away. I mean, they were like, I ain't going to sleep tonight. This is incredible. Now, what are the lessons there? Number one is, guys, you really need to know what you have got in your hands. I've done trainings on this. I've spoken about it, because this is all about again, even last week on my WOT, I did a training about belief levels. And again, make sure you go and check out that WOT that I did a week ago. Make sure you go and check out the one that Graham did yesterday on those trainings. But when your belief level is so high and you know what's going on, and you have passion, posture, belief, all those things, and purpose in what you're doing, people really get and see the vision of this. We've got to remember, guys, this is the #1 product in the industry. This is the #1 opportunity in the entire network marketing industry right now. So what you've got is something phenomenal. So we've just got to get people to take a look at what we've got on our hands. And when they take a look properly, they are blown away. This is not difficult. This is easy. A 3-minute video, a 30-minute presentation, and then if you want the last piece of the puzzle done and you want to really see the vision and they got questions, you need to get more on a 3-way call with one of us, because we do have the posture, we do have the passion, we do have the belief, and that isn't anything that any one of you can't have. But you've got to really understand what you've got in your hands. We met with a gentleman in Dubai, and I won't go into too much detail, but he currently runs a business that is his, that does over $50 million a year turnover, a huge business. And he was blown away by this opportunity and immediately wanted to sign up and said, I'm going to do big things here. Because he couldn't believe there was no staff, no stock, no premises, low overheads, but you could build a global business. Again, I'm just getting some feedback there. Just going to mute out some noise. So guys, really understand, when Dave and I were in Dubai, everyone we met with was just blown away. We were like, this is just so easy. Why do people think it's difficult? And really, when we thought about it, it's that purpose, the passion, the posture you've got. So it's about understanding, Dave, you're unmuting, buddy. So it's about understanding what you've got in your hands and being excited about it. And again, making sure you use the tools. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So guys, we really are now in a position where we're all of us able to go out there and really smash this out the park. Make sure you are on tomorrow's announcement from Dave Phelps. Like I say, we've had a few insider information now. I think it might well be about the next Diamond Lifestyle Holidays, or the trips, or the incentives, or a promotion. So make sure you do not miss that. But guys, I really want you to know you have got the best opportunity on the planet. One of the things that Fabio said to us when we were in Punta Cana is they've redone their maths. They've re-looked at the markets we're in: wearable tech, IoT technology, the medical industry, network marketing. We are in a $1 trillion opportunity, not a $34 billion market. We are in a $1 trillion opportunity. And guess what? We're all in early. We're right before the start. Here's the thing. It takes somebody to make a wave. Any fool can ride a wave, but it takes somebody to create a wave. And that is what we are going to do with the UCAN2 community right here in World Global Network. But in order for us to create the wave, we've got to have the posture. We've got to have the passion. We've got to have the persistence. We've got to have the real belief level in what we're doing to really create that wave. And then each and every one of us can ride that wave into the years to come, because this truly is the best opportunity on the planet right now with the best product. And again, watch Antonio De Rosa's Tech News updates and you'll see what the future is all about. You'll see how this is going from better to better to better. And just absolutely incredible. We are, and when I first heard this was a little bit cheesy for me when they used to say world changers, right? But actually, when you think about it, that is exactly what we do and exactly what we're doing. It is going to change the world. This product line is going to change the way things are done. It's going to change the world. We're going to change people around the world with the opportunity. The lives will be transformed. Just think about what Placid has done out there in the Solomon Islands. This last cycle, last week, he went grand diamond. Do you know what that means to somebody in the Solomon Islands? And he broke some diamonds. It is absolutely, completely life-changing. It has changed their world. So, guys, go back, watch Dave's live. Hashtag ME under Dave's live. Yes, you come on again, Dave. And make sure. Yes, Dave.
Also, before you go into that, as you wrap up about the meeting that we had with the guy from Samsung telling us about their issues of product, and that there's nothing like what we've got.
Sure. Okay. One of the
tickets are now live on the site.
Do what? Yes.
And
One of the
WBO
other guys.
live on site.
Yes. One of the other guys that I still miss that, Jason. One of the other guys that we met with was actually worked with Samsung and his head of their wearable tech division, funny enough. And he said that massive issues with their wearable tech, massive returns, their sales have significantly dropped. People just are not into the steps in calories. But he was absolutely blown away by what we have, because he was already thinking that the wearable tech needs to diversify into a whole new category. And of course, we're literally years ahead of where everyone is even considering going right now. So absolutely incredible to hear that. And so you just need to know, guys, we are on the cusp of taking World Global Network and the Hilo range and more life sensing technology to be a household name. This is the chance each and every one of you has. So align all the things together. If we focus on hitting diamond and going on the next trip, that means everything else is going to fall into place. Let me just read the note from Jason. Oh, okay. Sending a message to Graham. So everything else will align. Everything is going to align. So we're going to focus on the Diamond Runners group. And guys, this is not a light decision to make. I don't want you to just go, oh, I want to be a diamond, so you join it. As Dave says, this is going to take a commitment. But in return, we are fully committed to being there for each and every one of you. Guys, follow the process. Send out the link. Send out 3-minute, 30-minute, and then get them on a 3-way call with one of us. And I promise you, it'll be simple, 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 because we are super fired up. We've got the passion, the posture, everything right now to take this to the top. And literally everyone we met with in Dubai was completely blown away. So this is what the posture you must have. It doesn't matter who you sit in front of. You could sit down next to Bill Gates. We have an incredible opportunity for you guys to be able to share with them. So don't hold back. Don't hesitate. Take this to the sharpest, brightest individuals that you know, because what you're offering them is an incredible, incredible opportunity to participate in a $1 trillion market. And that, once you understand that you got that in your hands, that's something to be super excited about. So thanks to everyone for being on this call. So Dave or Jason, if you want to jump in, if there was something I missed, I know you guys tried to say a couple of things, but if not, then this call is a wrap. And we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on the President's Call, watching Dave Thapp's call before that, and of course, Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. if you want to be a diamond runner. Maybe you don't want to do it this time, you might do it the next time. That's fine. But if you are truly committed to doing a 90-day run and crossing that stage in Singapore as a diamond, then you need to hashtag me under Dave's Live and make sure you're on 9 p.m. in that private closed Zoom where we will create a strategy, create an accountability group, and help each and every one of you take this to a whole new level. Cheers, everyone. Thanks to all the speakers tonight, and we will see you soon. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, Pete.